For better days to come and carry us like wind in ours.
Oh, what a whirlwind. It's our first day back home. Hey, Ada. Did you want this shoe back? You just want me to hold it. I was just about to say how it's fun coming back home because then all of the toys are new to them again. It's kind of a novelty of fresh toys. But, oh, that's so sweet. What'd you find? Oh, it's a puppy. Puppy. Aw, that's so sweet. You remember all your toys? Oh, your pickler triangle. You were getting really good at going down the slide before we left. Yeah. You weren't walking near this much when we left. No. Aw. So we are trying to get back into a rhythm here. That's going to be the goal the next few days, is just get back on track and get everybody rested. We've had a lot of skipped naps and weird naps and really early mornings and stuff. I know! Oh, that's Ada. It's so funny. Everybody talks about how much Ada looks like Eloise. And I could see it, but not until last night was I like, oh my gosh. I saw an old picture of Eloise from when we were at the cabin, and she was maybe a few months older than Ada is now, and the resemblance is amazing. It's really incredible how genetics work. But anyway, we have to get through today and then tomorrow, and late tomorrow, probably after the babies go to bed, Brad will be home, thank goodness. And I think my parents are going to be here sometime tomorrow. I'm not sure if they're probably breaking up the drive and driving partway today, and then they're staying at the KOA, the same one that they stayed at last time they visited, in their RV. So they'll be here from tomorrow through early October. Are you stuck? So looking forward to that. Eloise's birthday is Wednesday, so I have some things ordered to do, just like a little family birthday party for her. We don't have a lot of people to invite yet. Like, we just don't know that many people. We have a couple of their friends from Vacation Bible School and church and stuff, but they're more friends that Berend Lyndle have, because Eloise hasn't wanted to really like go do those things. So, and actually I was thinking, like, this is such a bummer because she had a birthday party with a bunch of kids last year. It was all Berend Lyndle's friends though. So it's like, I let Berend Lyndle each invite a couple of friends, and it ended up getting bigger than I thought it would. But this year we'll keep it kind of low-key and do family, and then she really wants to go to the zoo, so we're doing like a zoo theme, animal themed party, and then we'll just take a trip to the Jacksonville Zoo. So that will be next week. There's always something going on. The flight yesterday was pretty good. I don't know that we ever like caught up on the whole going to the airport early thing to get on a standby flight a day early. That was really frustrating. I think what was the most frustrating part was that there really wasn't any reason, like there was no pressing reason that we wanted to get home a day earlier. It was just that we had experienced everything in DC that we wanted to experience, and we all just sort of felt like we were waiting another day for our flight. And it's not inexpensive to be staying in a hotel in DC. So we're like, well, we'll save another night on hotels. The babies were just kind of done with being in a tight, confined space. And like I said, there wasn't really anything we had planned to do. So we were all just sitting around waiting. So we were like, let's just call and see if there's like a flight earlier that we could get on and switch our flight to it. And so I call, and she's like, Yeah, it's no problem. There's basically an identical flight the day before. So it was that day that I called. She was like, so this afternoon, an identical flight to what your flight is supposed to be tomorrow, and it has 47 open seats on it. So if you go to the airport and say, we would like to, you know, get home today instead of tomorrow, then they'll just put you on standby for that flight, and you will definitely get on because there's 47 open seats. Are you stuck? So I was like, okay, are you sure? Because we have 5 little kids. And we are taking over an hour metro ride? Over an hour metro ride to get to the airport to do this. Like, this is not an easy thing to just turn around and go back home if it doesn't work. And she was like, oh yeah, it'll be fine. It's like, 100% sure. Because I'm not doing this if we can't. It's not going to work out. So anyway, long story short, we get to the airport and they're like, oh yeah, you can do that, but it has to be on the same day. It's like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I was misinformed on something this huge. But such is life. And so we scrambled a little bit. We hung out at the airport trying to figure out what we were gonna do in total for like 2 hours. So it was very stressful because the babies were kind of tired and cranky. They were touching the ground and touching, it was just like a personal nightmare of mine. So many public spaces that they were touching and licking, and it was just a lot of time to be spending in a public space. But anyway, we ended up getting a hotel that was a shuttle ride away from the airport, so it actually worked out probably better because like riding the metro for an hour before we get on a flight, it just adds an hour of travel basically, like where we can't set the babies down, they can't be free. So being just a shuttle ride away allowed us to get to the, like, start our traveling an hour later, basically, which worked out really well. Like, the babies did great on the flight for the most part, and people have just been so kind. That's what I've learned, like, the last couple of months with all the traveling we've done, is how nice people are in general, for the most part. Obviously, there's gonna be exceptions everywhere, but everybody's rooting for us, it seems like. Everyone's been just really nice that have been traveling around us. So, Laurie was sitting with Lyndle on this last flight, and there was this older gentleman that was sitting next to Lyndle. So Lyndle was in the middle seat, Laurie in the aisle with, most of the time she had Allie Sue. And this older gentleman just kind of like took Lyndle under his wing because he knew that Laurie couldn't do a whole lot for Lyndle because she was holding a baby the whole time. And so, like, when the beverage cart came, Lyndle got an apple juice that they filled up really full. And then I guess her tablet, she was like pushing up against the apple juice multiple times. It was about to spill on this guy, and Laurie like occasionally would notice it and be like, Lyndle, you can't do that. But Laurie said one time she glanced over and the guy had his hand on the back of Lyndle's tablet so that like she couldn't push it into her juice absent-mindedly. So he was kind of unable to relax on his flight, which is, I felt bad about that. God bless you. But he was super sweet and helpful. I know, did you miss Iris? Be so soft. Yeah. Hi. Iris, hi. Hi, Iris. Whoa. Kind of another funny thing that came out of this trip is that anytime we would be back in the hotel room and just trying to decompress or get the kids to be quiet while we put the babies down for naps or whatever, they would have live TV on because we were in a hotel. Like, we don't have Netflix and Disney or whatever. So they had live TV, which meant commercials. And in the beginning, they were like, can you fast forward? Can you skip it? It's like, no, this is live TV. We can't skip it. We can't pause it. But then they started like being really into the commercials and realizing that they were seeing things that they wanted from the commercials. And so Eloise ended up with quite the birthday list. After not really knowing what she wanted, not having any idea what she wanted for her birthday, she now has an entire list of things. And Lyndle and Bear have an entire Christmas list of things that they want. So that was funny. It reminds me of when I was a kid watching live TV, making my Christmas list.